Oh, hello, great readers. I'm Bo-chan.
I'm Nimacum.
I'm Van-chan.
In this class, I'll read all of you a part of Ulysses,
Bess,
L.
Ulysses, James Joyce, Chap 14 Sec 2. And the learning night let pour for childly pulled the draft and helped they to the while all they that were there drank of each. And childly pulled it up his beaver for to pleasure him and to couple somewhat. In amity for he never drank no manner of mead which he then put by. And the non-full privily he ridded the more part in his neighbour glass and his neighbourness not of this while. And he sat down in that castle with them for to rest him there a while. Thanked be Almighty God. This meanwhile this good sister stood by the door and begged them at the reverence of Jesu or other liege ward to leave there while sailing, for there was above one kirk with child, a gentle dame, whose time hied fast. Silly Paul heard on the upflow cry on high, and he wondered what cry that. It was whether of child or woman, and I marvel, said he, that it be not come or now. Meseems the dearth over wrong. And he was wearing Sir Franklin that height linhan on that side the table that was older than any of the t'other end, for that they both were. Night search was in the one in prize, and eke by cause that he was Uda he spoke to him full gently. But, said he, or it be long to she will bring first by God his bounty and have three of her shulding, for she hath waited marvellous long. And the Franklin that had drunken said, expecting each moment to be her next. Also he took the cup that stood up for him needed never none asking, nor desiring of him to drink and I drinked, said he, fully delectably, and he quaffed as far as he might to their but self, for he was a fasting good man of his lustins. And so Leopold that was the goodliest guest that ever sat in Scholars' Hall, and that was the meekest man and the kindest that ever laid husband Lehan under him. And that was the very truest knight of the world when that ever did many in service to Lady Gentle pledged him courtly in the cup. Woman's woe with wonder pondering. Now let us speak of that fellowship that was there to the intent to be drunken, and they might. There was a sort of scholars along either side the board. That is to wit, Tixon y Clep, junior of St. May Mershables with other his fellows Lynchamadan, scholars of medicine, and the Franklin that hight Lenhan, and one from Albalonga, one Crackthos, and young Stephen that had mean of a free that was at head of the board, and Costello that Menclip and Punch Costello all along of a mastery of him. Our owl jest, and of all them was of young Stephen. He was the most drunken that demanded still of more mead, and beside the meek Sir Leopold. But on young Madge they waited for that he promised to have come, and such as intended to no goodness said how he had broke his vow. And Sir Leopold sat with them, for he bore fast friendship to Sir Simon, and to this his son young Stephen, and for that his linguar beckoned thereafter. Longest wanderings insomuch as they feasted him for that time in the honourablest manner. Ruth thread him, love led on with will to wander, loth to leave. for they were right witty scholars. And he heard there are sans each to another as touching birth and righteousness. Young Madden maintaining that but such case it were hard the wife to die for. So it had fallen out a matter of some year ago and with a woman of Eblin in Horn's house that now was trespassed out of this world and the south. Night next before her death all leeches and apothecaries had taken counsel of her case. And they said further she should lie because in the beginning they said the woman should bring forth in pain, and wherefore they that were of this imagination affirmed how young Madden had said truth, for he had conscience to let her die. And not few one of these was young Lynchbury in death that the world was now right evil governed, as it was never whether howbeit the mean people believed it otherwise, but the law nor his judges did provide no remedy or redress, God grant. This was scant said, but all cried with one acclaim by our Virgin Mother, the wife should live and the babe to die. In clear were if they waxed hot upon that head, what with argument and what for. They drinking, but the Franklin Lenehan was prompt each went to pour them ale, so that at the least we met might not lack. Then young Madden showed all the whole affair and said how that she was dead, and how for holy religion's sake by rid of Palmer and Pisman, and for her vow he had made to Saint Ulton of her Bracken her goodman husband would not let her death, whereby they were all wondrous grieved. To whom young Stephen had these words following murmur, says, is he oft among they folk? Both babe and parent now glorify their Maker, the one in Limogum, the other in purge of fire. But primacy, what of those God-possible souls that we nightly impossibilize, which is the sin against the Holy Ghost? Very God, Word and Giver of life, Paul says, he said, our lust is brief. We are means to those small creatures within us, and nature has other ends then. Then said Dixon Jr. to Punch Costello as he wattins. But he had overmuch drunken, and the best word he could have of him was that he would ever dishonest a woman was so she were all wife or maid or. The men if it so pretend him to be delivered of his spleen of lusty head. Weak Garthas of Obalonga sang young Malachi's praise of that beastly unicorn how once in the millennium he cometh by his horn. The other all this while pricked forward with their jibes wherewith they did malice him, witnessing all and several by saying Foutinus his engines that he was able to do in he manner of thing that lay in man to do. Thereat laughed they all right jocundly, only young Stephen and Sir Leopold, which never durst laugh too open by reason of a strange humour which he would not bury, and also for that he rued for her that bear was so she might be or worry sober. Then spake young Stephen Ogulus of Mother Church that would cast him out of her bidden, of law of Cunnans, of Lilith, patron of abortions, of bigness wrought by wind of seeds of brightness, or by potency of vampire's mouth, to mouth or, as Virgilius saith, by the influence of the Occident or by the reek of Mimflower orange she lie with the woman which her man has but lain with, fictus acito, or peradventure in her bath according to the opinions of a rose and Moses Maimonides. He said also how at the end of the second month a human soul was in feast, and how in all our Holy Mother foldeth of our souls for God's greater glory, whereas that earthly mother which was but a dam to beastly should die by killing for so sooth he that holdeth the fisherman's seal. Even that best Peter on which rock was Holy Church for all ages founded. All they bachelors then asked of Sir Leopold would he in like case so jeopard. Her person as her sclive to save life. A weariness of mind he would answer as fitted all end. Laying hand to Joe, he said dissembling, as his wont was, that as it was informed him, who had ever loved the art of Isaac as might a layman, and agreeing also with his experience of so seldom seen an accident it was good for, that Mother Church belike at one blow had breath and death pence and in such. So deliberately he skipped their questions. That is truth. Pardy, said Dixon, and the or Ira, a pregnant word. Which hearing young Stephen was a marvellous glad man, and he averred that he stealed from the prelendeth to the Lord, for he was of a wild manner. When he was drunken, and that he was now in that taking it appeared of saints. But Sir Leopold was passing grave maugre his word by, cause he still had pity of the two oxing shrieking of show women in their labour, and as he was minded of his good Lady Marian that had borne him an only man-child which on his 11th day on live had died, and no man of earth could save so dark is destiny. And she was wonder-stricken of heart for that evil hap, and for his burial. The demon of fair carsot of Lanswell, the flower of the flock, lest he might perish utterly, and lie ickle, for it was then about the midst of the winter, and now Sir Leopold that had of his body no man-child for, and ere looked upon him his friend's son, and was shut up in sorrow for his forpast happiness, and as sad as he was that him failed a son of such gentle courage, for all accounted him of real part, so grieved he also in no less measure for young Stephen, for that he lived riotously with those wastrels, and murdered his goods with horrors. About that present time young Stephen filled all cups that stood empty, so as there remained but little more, if the prudenter had not shadowed their approach from him that still plied it very busily who, praying for the intentions of the sovereign pontiff, he gave them for a pledge the vicar of Christ, which also, as he said, is vicar of Bray. Now drink we, quod he, of this mesa and coffee, this meat which is not indeed parcel of my, would he but my soul's bodiment. Leave ye fraction of bread to them that live by bread alone. We not if fed neither for any one, for this will comfort more than other will dismay. See ye here. And he showed them blustering coins of the tribute, and goldsmith notes the worth of £2.19 that he had. He said, for a son which he writ. They all admired to see the forsade riches in such dearth of money as was here before. His words were then these as followeth, no amen. He said, time's ruins build eternity's mansions. What means this? Desires when blast the thorn tree, but after it becomes from a bramble bush to be a rose upon the root of time. Mock me now. In woman's womb were dismayed fish, but in the spirit of the make all. Fish that passes becomes the word that shall not pass away. This is the posturation. On this correct even it. No question but her name is Puissant, who have entered the dear course of origin beer. Healer and Herod. Our mighty mother and mother most venerable and Bernard is saith afterly that she hath in. I'm about in deeper supplies. That is to it. And am a times of petition because she is the second Eve and she won us. Saith Augustine too. Whereas that other, our random, which we are linked up with by successive anastomosis of ne vocus soul to soul. Sage. Breed and generation. For a penny pippin. But here is the matter now. Or she knew him. That second I say. And was but creature of her creature. Virgin matter. Figlidi to figlio. Or she knew him not, and then stands she in the one denial or ignorancy. With Peter Piscator who lives in the house that Jack built, and with Josepha. Sure no patron of the happy demise of all unhappy marriages. Farsiquum. Lo taxon is a dit quaquilivate meist and seffici position curtatla. Secopigeon. Venture de Dieu. In total transubstantiality, utter consubstantiality, but in our case subsubstantiality. And all cried out upon it for a very scurvy word. A pregnancy without joy. He said, a breath without pangs, a body without blemish, a belly without bigness. Let the love with faith and fervour worship. With full will we would stand. With thee. Heap and punch Costello dinged with his fist upon the board and would sing a body. Catch stable stable about a wench that was put in put of a jolly swashbuckler. In Omini which he did straightways now attack, the first 3 months she was not. Well. Stable. When her nurse quickly from the door and gully bid them hiss, ye should shame you. Nor was it not meet as she remembered them being her mind was to have. All orderly against Lord Andrew came for because she was jealous that no gastful turmoil. My shirt in the honour of her guard. It was an ancient and a sad matron of a sedate-looking Christian walking. In habit and beseeming her megrims and wrinkled visage. Or did her hortative want of it effect, for incontinently punched Costello was of them. All embraged, and they reclaimed the chole with civil rudeness some and shaked him with. Menace of blandishments others was they all chode with him. A Murrain seized the dolt. What a devil he would be at. Thou chuff. Thou puny. Thou gotten pea straw. Thou lozel. Thou chuddeling. Thou spawn of a rebel. Thou dyke drap. Thou abortion thou. To shut up his drunken drool out of that like a curse of God ate. The good Sir Leopold that had for his coldness since the flower of quiet. Margarine gentle. Advising also the time's occasion as most sacred and most worthy to be most sacred. In Horn's house rest should reign. To be short, this passage was scarce by when Master Dixon of Murray Nichols. Goodly grinning. Asked young Stephen what was the reason why he had not sighed to take friars. Vows then he in certain obedience in the womb. Chastity in the tomb, and voluntary poverty all his days. Master Lenihan at this made return that he had heard of those nefarious deeds and how, as he heard her have counted, he had besmirched the lily virtue of a confiding female which was corruption of minors. And they all understood it too. Waxing merry and toasting to his fellowship. To be continued.